coach and an astrologer.
Hi guys, my name is Udit Satsangi and I'm a functional medicine health coach certified from the Functional Medicine Coaching Academy, United States.
Today we are going to be talking about organic food with a blend of astrology and how every star sign gets benefited with different kind of organic food. So let's get started. So Udit, tell us all about your journey with Sat and wellness and how did you start this whole wonderful journey. So I'm so eager and I'm sure everybody is to find out all the amazing things that have happened, during your journey.
So yeah, definitely. So I was basically working in a typical 9 to 5 job in a big four company, and I was just not happy with things around me, and especially things with me, my own energy levels and the way I was feeling. I was just not satisfied with that, and I started doing a lot of research. Basically, I stumbled across something called functional medicine. So I came across this functional medicine doctor, and with treatment with that person, my energy levels and my health increased manyfold.
Wow.
So thanks, yeah, and I was really excited about the fact that you can actually hack your way back into health. So I basically signed up for this functional medicine coaching academy course to become a health coach, and it's affiliated to the Institute of Functional Medicine. And with that, I learned a lot about functional medicine, which is a much more holistic way of health, basically. And then, along with my course, I wanted to bring the joy of functional medicine to a lot more people. And that is why I thought about starting Sat and bringing the products and services which I recommend to my clients to more people at large, so many people can benefit from it.
That's an amazing thought and a wonderful journey.
Thank you.
So tell us, how did you come up with this name?
Sat.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting story, but basically I've always been aware that sound has a vibration. So I always had clear in my mind that it's got to be an uplifting sound, an uplifting vibration. Ki jo bhi naam le uska, they feel more uplifted because of that. So I was considering a lot of names actually, and I asked all my friends, cousins, and family what should I name my venture. So I was just coming back one day, and my father was in the background. My father was listening to Gurbani. So वहाँ पे I was listening to Satnam Shri Vaheguru, and that is where I kind of felt that the word Sat really resonated with me, and it also met my condition. It's a high vibration word. So I wanted to keep that. Besides that, it's also part of my surname, which is Satsangi. So there's Sat over there, and it stands for truth and purity. So that's where I got the idea of Sat, and that's how Sat came to be.
Amazing. This is such a wonderful name, and I just, as you said correctly, that the name has such a wonderful vibration, and Sat definitely means the truth. And here it's all about, all the organic things and understanding that, how, we need to go back, to our old lifestyles and, where we used to eat so much organic food and everything. So it's so rooted and it's so connected. So I just love this name.
Thank you. In fact, we have a culture in our company that whenever somebody comes in, we greet them with Satnam. So that's how we greet them actually over there.
So much of gratitude and so much of love. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So in this time of COVID, how do you think, the products are helping people, and, what is happening, and, how do you feel?
So I think during COVID, one thing is for sure that people have really realized the importance of their well-being and health actually, So that is something which they've done, and they've realized that they want to have more cleaner, purer, more unadulterated products which they want to have, and that's why a lot of them are choosing the products which I'm representing right now, and a couple of them like vitamin C zinc is something which is really popular amongst people. A lot of doctors have been advising people to have vitamin C and zinc, and Wellbeing Nutrition has got a great product for that. Another one something which has got really popular during COVID era is kadha. So everybody is having kadha, back from the roots, using their grandmother's recipe. And again, Wellbeing Nutrition has actually come up with a wonderful product called Grandma's Kadha. in which you just like put an effervescent tablet into water and you get a kadha ready to drink, and it's very tasty as well. So yeah, COVID has definitely taught people the value of health, and I think people are choosing a purer, more cleaner lifestyle now.
Yeah, but this is so good because during this time where people have such hectic lifestyles, and in the olden times people had more time to basically do the rituals properly or make things. And doing such a simple act like just having something like a tablet, putting it into the water, and your kada is ready.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I am surely going to have this one because it saves time and it's so healthy.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So organic foods are definitely getting popular day by day, and generations are actually accepting it. Do you think it's a need of the hour right now?
Absolutely, Sheetal. I think the two big reasons why organic food is really the need of the hour, and the first one is not that it's just because it's good for you and me, but it's actually very good for the environment. As you must have seen with the Safe Soil movement, which Sadhguru has also done in the recent past. Taking care of our environment is very, very important, and therefore we need to follow sustainable farming practices, which will ensure that the earth is there not only for us but also for our generations to come. So that is a huge reason. We can't have a we win, earth loses kind of attitude, because we can't outsmart the earth. It's our only home. We need to have a win-win kind of attitude towards our farming, and we need it to be more sustainable for sure. From the personal level, it's definitely better because there's no chemical pesticides, there's no chemical fertilizers, so you get much cleaner, purer food, which is much more natural and how it's supposed to be, as opposed to having it filled with pesticides and fertilizers.
I totally agree to this point, and I love this part that we all need to start believing and saying this, that the earth is our home.
Right.
And the moment we start practicing this,
Right.
it's going to be a more cleaner environment for us and for the future generation that we are going to be having.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So since I am a vegetarian and I basically eat organic food, so what's your take on eating or going back to the roots and having organic food?
See, Sheetal, it's very simple. Whether vegetarian or not, humans have always been hunter-gatherers. And then as time progressed, we started cultivating land and started farming. So, food is definitely supposed to be eaten from the roots and, in its natural form, and definitely not from factories and laboratories. So that is a very important distinction to make. And in the times we live in, of course, there are a lot of breads, pastas, and processed foods all around us. But as a thumb rule, we should use that as an exception and not the rule.
I totally agree to this, and especially now that Sat has come up with so many organic foods, so it's a good idea to try and eating more cleaner food and having it so simple, because that's what's going to make the difference in our health. So I totally agree to that.
Thank you.
So tell us, how many people are actually eating organic food, and what do you think is the age group which is more attracted towards this organic food and getting into more cleaner food and understanding the value systems of organic food?
Sheila, surprisingly, there are many, and I think this trend caught on in the lockdown itself, and everybody from college students and above are actually really interested in all of this, because as the lockdown and COVID era happened, I think people got a chance to slow down and reflect on how they're living their lives. And people have decided that they want to be more conscious in their decision making, whether it's about the food they eat, what they put on their plate, and even the lives and vocation they choose. So I think people are making much more, I would say, aware and conscious decisions with regard to foods. And a lot of the youngsters, 20 plus, college going students plus, have been deciding to go for an organic lifestyle. And what they end up doing is, because the decision maker of the house is normally the woman of the house, So what they do is they actually convince their parents and they start trying to introduce them, and it's definitely growing at a very fast rate as well.
I like this one. Being a woman, we all should, actually take up the step and run the house by getting organic food on the tables and try and introducing, small bits and getting the habits, because it's only small habits which will become into your daily lifestyle. So that's a good one, and I definitely agree that COVID has taught us so much. This pandemic has seriously got even the good things happening to us, where we have learned that eating clean food, eating good food, being hygiene is so important.
Absolutely.
So tell us, which are your best selling products and why?
Well, different strokes for different folks, but I have to say that the best-selling products nowadays are the new age nutraceuticals. Some of them are these Grandma's Kadha and Vitamin C Zinc by Wellbeing Nutrition. They're doing really well, and all the women are all running after the collagen over here because it helps you, renew your skin and regain the elasticity and glow which you had in your youthful years as well. So that's super hot selling. Besides that, the fitness lovers actually love the protein over here with plant protein, and that's actually completely organic. And we also have this supplement called Burn, which helps you lose calories in a time-conscious way. So it's also by Wellbeing Nutrition, and it helps you lose your calories and burn your fat as well.
Amazing. So the good part is that everyone from all the different fields have something for them, and especially for women, they're going to love you for this one, because every woman wants a glowing skin,
Right.
and everyone wants to be in shape, and why not, if you can do it with more ease,
Right.
that's going to just help.
Absolutely. Joy is in glory.
So can you explain us a little more in detail what exactly is functional medicine?
Sure. So basically, the difference between Western medicine, which is the conventional medicine system, and the functional medicine system is this: that Western medicine focuses on managing disease, whereas functional medicine tries to get to the root cause of disease and basically focuses more on wellness. So we utilize various facets like lifestyle and movement. We use diet, we use supplementation, and we also use mindfulness-based techniques and positive psychology, which is a much more holistic way of approaching an individual and managing health, as opposed to only being really good at managing disease. So that is one of the biggest differences between functional medicine and conventional Western medicine.
Yeah, I think in today's age and time, looking at it in a more holistic way is so important, because, if you are going to have, a mind full of negativity and trying and cure it with only medicines, it doesn't work. So as you correctly said, doing it in a process is going to help, and it's going to be definitely having a long-term effect.
Right.
So I agree on that.
Right. So now that we've spoken about functional medicine and organic foods and about me so much and Sat, so I think now the time is right for us to all get to know about Sheetal Saparia a little bit. So you're an expert in so many modalities, and you do so much. Guide us through your journey a little bit, no?
Sure. So basically, my journey began when I was very young as a child, and I used to have deja vus, and I could see events before in time, and I didn't understand, and there was so much of confusion at that little age, because you're very little, and you don't understand what's happening, basically. But then as I grew, I felt that I had to learn that, why was I going through all this. And I remember going through and meeting one of my sage. He was a Jain Muni, basically, and when I met him, he was extremely learned. And when I asked him, he just simply said, "It is, you have come to this world is to help others." But at that little age, I didn't understand what this meant. It was a great responsibility, at the same time, a very tender age, to understand that, what is he trying to tell me. But as I grew older, I realized that I had great passion to understand that, how that I see things and those things manifest. So later, when I went to US, I decided to, take my journey further and learn different kind of modalities in astrology. And that's how the whole journey began.
That's really, really intriguing, Sheetal. That really is. So, Sheetal, you mentioned that you went to US and you learned a lot of modalities in astrology. Can you tell us a little bit about the modalities which you learned?
Sure. So, to name a few, I have done basically crystal healing, because healing is extremely important. It actually balances all your chakras. Second is, I have done graphology, that is handwriting analysis, which helps a person understand more about themselves and their characteristics. So, and we use handwriting in everything. So that is that. And then tasseography, which is coffee cup reading, which
Wow.
also helps understanding, about all the things around you. And sometimes we have questions that, why have I come down to earth and what is my purpose? So it gives a detailed insight about your purpose.
Wow.
Yeah, and then tea reading and I Ching. I Ching is basically a divination which is more than 2000 BC old, and it's all about, the 68 grids. And it's about, how we put those numbers into the grids and we understand, all the aspects of our time now, in the sense is what is the need of this hour, what is our purpose, what is our spiritual connect, and even all the things that we need to do in place and time now. So it gives a lot of detail in, in all aspects, which is very good because that gives a balance,
Right.
to our lives.
Right.
Then of course I do tarot card reading, because now that's quite popular in India, as it's come down since a long time. So people are quite aware of tarot card reading. But there are few things which I think I'm doing is different. One of them is wine reading. I am one in, amongst in the world, the second one who does wine reading. How does it work? It's quite interesting, because a person holds the wine, and when we have vibrations, they basically get connected to anything, and the person has to either sip, or if they are non-drinkers, they can just twirl it and throw it on a canvas, and a beautiful painting turns out of this. And then I actually start reading from the painting of the person, how he's thrown and what does it mean. So this is just a few to name.
Right. That's really fantastic. I mean, such a wide array of things that you're actually doing. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
So, Sheetal, I was very interested to know that, as an astrologer, what are the sort of challenges that you face, and how do you overcome them?
So initially for me, Udit, it was like, being a woman. And, I started in an era where there were not many women into astrology. So, being, coming and introducing myself at that time, the biggest challenge was that, people thought, oh my God, it's black magic. It's, some kind of a witchy thing, witchcraft. So these were the things which were obstacles. But I never took them as obstacles, because I always thought that these were the pillars that made me even more stronger. And I came out, as a winner, because I felt that there was so much to learn, because every time, when there is an issue, you try to focus more on it and you try to prove yourself. And
Absolutely.
I felt that, the journey has been so fulfilling for me, because when people walk in and they say that, since I'm a life coach, also an emotional wellness coach, and when I talk to them and they feel that, they're being healed, as you said, that, it's a holistic approach. So it's not only about telling them, in the astrological form, but understanding their emotional needs of that hour and giving them that hearing aid. Because sometimes it's so important even to hear the opposite person and try and understand his or her challenges which they have gone through in their life journeys.
True.
And once you hear them, you realize that, there is so much that happens to so many people.
True.
And if you can be the source, of light,
True.
Why not?
True, absolutely, and that vibrates a lot with me as well because as a health coach, often we have to drop our ego when we are meeting with a client, and it's about allowing the other person space to just express themselves and talk about what they're actually going through. So I completely vibe with that.
Yeah, so it's been a lovely journey. I feel that the best part was like, when most of them come back and they say, I feel that my life has changed. I feel I'm extremely balanced. I feel I'm one with myself,
Right, right.
So these are the things which make you feel that, yes, if I can bring that smile or if I can bring that confidence,
It's truly beautiful.
it's truly beautiful because it's just so meaningful.
Absolutely. So, amongst the life coaching which you do and all the various modalities that you practice, which are the ones which are most popular in India?
I guess everything catches its popularity in India, but to say that Vastu Shastra or Feng Shui, these things and astrology, have been there since so many years. So people have been practicing that. But now with the new age, I have so many people coming, to me for tarot card reading, dream interpretations, and drawing analysis, to name a few. So, as people are learning about new things and new dimensions, how, they can be healed or how they can be helped, it's, all coming together, and people are realizing that, there are so many different ways to help because some people are very shy. So for them, drawing analysis works perfect because they are introverts and not extroverts. So sometimes, they can't express themselves. So this modality works fabulous for them. And for some of them who are very vocal, but they're extremely emotional, and they cry at the drop of the hat and they feel very vulnerable. For those people, I feel that the healing techniques are the one which works the best for them, because while I'm doing the healing sessions with crystals and things, other things, they just feel more calmer, they feel more composed, and they feel that they are more grounded and they can express their selves more beautifully.
Right. So, which modality would you recommend to me if I came to you?
I think you're quite confident. So I think for a person like you, I would just say that, meditation, or just doing some things which are like natural things in life, which we all should do, is journaling. To put your thoughts together and write them, per day. So the next day you're more clear, like, what are the things you need to do in life, and that helps you to achieve all the goals. So this is the one thing I definitely tell everyone, is to get into journaling.
Journaling. All right. So, I'm going to keep that in mind for sure. Thank you. So, Sheetal, tell me something. Amongst many things I've heard about, food astrology. So, tell me, is food in any way related to astrology?
Definitely, because food has a deep connection with astrology also, because it tells you about the moon signs, and that helps, those star signs to understand that, there are some things that they should not eat and they should eat some things, because that improves their lifestyle and of course their health. So if you definitely know that, certain star signs should avoid certain things, because that actually gives a different temperamental issue into the body system. So understanding it with keenness really helps, because everything in astrology is detailed. So it definitely gives you that one niche up by understanding that, these are the foods that work for you and these are the foods which do not work for you.
Right, right, right. So, I'm a Sagittarius. So, what would be good for me?
For a Sagittarius, protein. So, because I feel that you should be eating more of apples, prunes, almonds, everything which has more of protein. Sagittarius are more fun loving people, as you know, and so one of the things to keep them more grounded, the idea is that they should eat more
More protein.
protein balanced food.
Definitely. We'll definitely keep that in mind. So, Sheetal, which planetary combinations are important for the food industry?
So basically, in this thing, you need to have Taurus. as the main, and then you have to have a combination of Venus and Moon. So when you have this combination, it's extremely successful for people who are in the business of food industry. There are many such combinations with Cancer, Moon, Venus, that is also very sensitive, taking care of at the same time, because it's all about when you are serving food, it's all about having care, having love, when you're fed. So, this is one kind of an example, but there are lots of examples like that which have a certain kind of permutation combination. So if you look at that very closely, it gives a good check that, whether this person will do extremely well into, the food business industry.
Right. All right. Wow, that was one interesting conversation. I got to learn so much about things I had zero idea about. It was lovely having you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Udit, for inviting me, and I have had such a wonderful conversation with you. Hey guys, we all need to go organic as health is wealth. So order now from Sat Health and Wellness by using the code Sheetal10.